You're now you're the civilian.
Yeah,
because you retired.
I think the writing was on the wall, and I knew what time it was, and I think most people did. Win or die was the mindset. So I think back now, and I think it's selfish, because willing to die in there is you're not going back to your kids. So from that was a mindset switch for me.
Welcome to the George Groves Boxing Club. I'm George Groves. I'm with Dec, as always, and today we have a special guest. Special because he's special, but also special because it is his third. What are we saying? His third. What is it?
It's the hat-trick appearance.
It's a hat-trick appearance.
It's a momentous occasion. It's our first ever hat-trick appearance.
Really?
Yeah.
The
Who is
turd.
it?
It's John Ryder.
The turd. It's John the Turd Ryder.
Before we get into detail, Rob, pass over. We got our.
Oh yes. So, what's going on here, George?
Well, we got our hat-trick ball.
Our hat-trick ball.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is the first time we've ever done this, John, because you
Not only did
completed
he
your...
bash me up in the amateurs, he's presented me with a glove he did it in. That's lovely, thank you.
Look at that.
That'll go on
Somewhere.
my side nicely.
That'll go on the downstairs toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know that's the best place for something to go?
Because everyone sees it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone goes, must be important. It's in the,
Yeah.
downstairs
closet.
restroom.
So, John, this is your third appearance, but your first one since we moved to this nice
I know,
studio.
it's nice surroundings.
Yeah, we used to be in the dungeon audio only.
You've
so
gone, you've gone from Soho to Hackney.
Yeah, it's the
Damn.
wrong way, isn't it? So normally people go from Hackney to Soho. But you've been a very key part to this club. You're part of the fabric of the club because you came on back in the day, before the Canelo fight. You came on after the Canelo fight. And you come on today because the news just broke this week.
Yep.
We can't even call you the Gorilla anymore.
Yeah, what is it now?
You're just John Ryder.
Yeah, just John.
Just John.
Just Heidi and Brody's dad.
Yeah, you're now you're the civilian.
Yeah.
Because you retired. Officially.
Yeah, I called time on my career straight after the fight, but it got officially announced yesterday. And woke up today with a strange feeling.
Can you put it into words? What's the feeling?
Like an empty tin that's got nothing in it, and it's just, you might put a coin in it, it's just rattling around. It's like a bit empty at the moment.
Are you? Yeah.
There's plenty of purpose, nice break with the family, and then sit down with Tony and plot the path to becoming a great trainer like himself.
Can you remember the empty days?
Yeah, I was
Are
trying
they
to
still
think. Yeah. No, weird. When I finished boxing, I didn't really have that sort of plan of remaining in boxing.
So your last fight was Callum Smith.
Callum Smith, yeah.
How quickly after the Smith fight? Because for John, it was like in the changing room after. It was like the flight home. You were like, no, that's me. Were you the same? Flying home from Saudi.
I knew I was gonna retire, but we didn't do an announcement as such till January.
Yeah, for a while.
Which would have been September to 4 months. So 4 months to sit on it. And we had some offers come in. I think Billy Joe Saunders for a WBO world title came in.
I would have watched it.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking, would I have? Well, but I had my head in the sand. I didn't really want to know.
And there was a DeGale fight still floating about, the DeGale rematch.
Yeah, the DeGale was still sort of active. It was just before so I retired about a week and a half before he fought Eubank, and then I watched that fight and I thought, DeGale's got old. I've missed out. But yeah, but I'm trying to put myself in John's shoes right now, because I just remember feeling like, oh, thank God it's over. Like, as sad as that sounds, I know there's a lot of listeners who'll be like, oh, how can you say that about being a professional boxer? That's been so many people's dreams. But I just felt like I was at the end then. I was at the end of my journey and I just had enough. But I did know I was going to retire before I'd even finished that fight. How about you, John? Did you think this was going to be your last fight, or is it just to see how each fight goes, a fight-by-fight basis?
Yeah, I think, like I said before the Canelo fight, I said to Dan Lawrence, like, win, lose or draw, I could walk away here and be happy. And then on the way back to the dressing rooms, it was like, no, I can't wait to do this again. 8 months down the line, I did, and I think the same feelings were creeping in beforehand, like, win, lose or draw, I could call it a day. And I think the best thing probably happened for me, I got beat and knew it was time to call it.
Do you think those feelings did they come out in the performance, if you know what I mean?
Potentially, yeah, I think they did. But then something kept me getting up off the canvas
constantly. Yeah,
I mean, I was like yo-yo, wouldn't I?
Yeah, it would have been easy to stay down if you thought, I'm done anyway.
Yeah,
but you didn't.
I think for the credibility of me moving forward with being a trainer in mind, it's like, who's going to want to work with a quitter? Like the man that stayed down. And I think I got into boxing being that shy, timid soul. You can relate to this saying, George, the shy, timid soul who neither knows victory nor defeat. And then I've left the sport being the man in the arena. So people are going to hopefully respect that in years to come and want to work with me on those bases.
Should we wheel it back a bit? Because you mentioned there about George, and we did talk about it in the first one, but you two boxing the amateurs, but you were 12 when you started? 12, 13?
12, 13, yeah.
And you told me the other day, I thought this was great, another notable pro started on the same day as you.
Yeah, me and Derek Chisora started on the same day at Finchley, yeah.
That's so good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you come together as well?
On the bus.
School or anything?
No, it was from completely different areas, but just obviously imagine Derek as he was probably 15, 16 at the time.
Yeah, he's a bit older than you, isn't he?
Yeah, not much different to what he is now. Probably a little less crazy, but yeah, still the man mountain.
Can you remember, was he any good?
Yeah, I think he kind of hit the amateur scene by storm, didn't he? He won the ABAs very quickly. And yeah, I remember watching him in the Four Nations.
And
you were 3 years later had your first bout.
Yep.
Lost it,
yeah.
And then went 21, 22 unbeaten?
I think 22 unbeaten, yeah.
And then
bumped into George.
Yeah, I didn't know you lost. I thought you was unbeaten. That's what I was told in the gym. They were like, yeah, this kid... Was you at Angel?
Angel, yeah.
Yeah. And they went, yeah, he's good. He's unbeaten. I was like, all right, calm down. Like, stop talking about him. Stop talking about me. How old were you in that first ABAs?
I think I was 19.
Yeah. So that would have been 2000...
Was it 2008, was it?
Yeah, 2008, wasn't it? A while ago.
Memories of that night?
Well, I remember fighting obviously Lou Reed. A couple of hours before, and it was busy in there. But I remember walking down to fight George and just seeing him not caring the world, just putting his gloves on, like pressure's on me. I'm like sweating buckets already. I've done nothing, but just seeing like a sea of people and just thinking, where do all these come from? Like, they're not here to see me.
They're George's fans.
And it's just like the star quality was apparent then. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, I don't know if he'd paid them to come there or they'd paid to come in, but it was a packed house. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was packed. Brent Tunnel, I don't think it's there anymore. And I remember there was always 3 at the weight, and then like I got the luck of the draw, so I didn't have to box. He had to fight Lou Reed, who was a boxer, not a saxophone player. It's sitting there on that joke.
Perfect day.
And he was from my club, Lou Reed, so I knew him, and I was thinking, I'd like to box him, but just rather than someone say, "Oh, you had the easy draw," I was thinking, I'll have ideally John first, then box Louis second. But yeah, I was like, I got to buy. So that's all right. I'll go back to my Lucasade and Haribo, and I watched the fight. And but I remember thinking, right, don't don't want any sympathy for John because he's had to box already. So don't let it be close. There was probably a little bit of nerves there, even though I tried not to show it. So I'm thinking, right, because if it's a little bit close, like they might just go, "Oh, poor John, he's already done 3 rounds. let him go through." But it was good fun.
So, John, when did you sort of tell everyone about your decision to retire? Was there a moment? Did you have to sit down with your missus and with Tony, or was everyone sort of on board with it?
No, I think it was between me and Tony. It was back at the hotel after the fight, and it was more just. I think we was walking up to the rooms. And it was more just a look, and like we knew it was time. My missus, I said to her immediately after the fight, "You're gonna have to get out to work now. I'm retiring." So that went down like a lead balloon. But yeah, no, I think the writing was on the wall, and I knew what time it was, and I think most people did.
You mentioned that you had a chat with Kevin Mitchell as well about obviously not that long retired, although actually it's been quite a while. Probably
I think it's been more than probably 5 or 6 years.
Yeah. But you just had a chat with him about how do you know it was the right time and stuff. What advice did he have for you? What did he say?
I had a coffee with him yesterday morning, and he's obviously, it's hard to get like a serious word out of Kevin. You know what I mean? It's always just a laugh and a joke with him. But he just said he knew it was time. Same thing, probably shouldn't have had the last fight. Could have retired after Linares, but it's always that one more what if, do you know what I mean? And a big opportunity comes up and you're silly not to take it. But he obviously had another fight lined up for a European title, and he said, "No, that's it. It's not there anymore." And he told me to have 2 years out doing nothing, and I said, "Yeah, it's not gonna work."
Yeah, I can kind of get what he's saying, but it probably isn't ideal. You know,
the 2 years?
2 years out of no training, because you if you can do it, you want to do it. You know, and it's good. It's good for ultimately. I think you're John Ryder the boxer. Yeah, you're John Ryder the boxer. Everyone knows you. You're John Ryder the boxer. So you got to maintain a level of fitness, like, because for your own well-being, you're like, if I'm not fit enough to be, you know, got to be fighting fit, but you got to be fit enough to be fitter than the average man. Still got to be the strongest fucking gorilla school dad, like, on the school run and that. Because there is a bit of a, like, identity crisis I had. And I was like, because there's only so many times you say, even, like, I've been retired 5 years now. So when people say, "What do you do?" I don't want to say retired boxer, because, like...
What do you say?
I say,
Chef.
Anything. Depends who I'm talking to. If I've got to tell them the truth, then I'll say, I used to box. I work in boxing media now. But otherwise, yeah, because... Yeah, it is a crisis of identity, like, what, you know, and you've been the boxer, and then like on a more deep level, you're like, well, I am, like, I'm supposed to be the boxer, like, and if I'm not a boxer now, then what the fuck am I? Like,
do you get people that only know you as George Groves, like the boxing pundit, and not George Groves the fighter?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know.
A few kids out there only know you.
Maybe,
It's
yeah.
like Johnny Nelson. Most people probably have never seen him box. A lot of the younger fans have never seen him box. Have you, Usyk?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen Johnny box, to be honest.
I think it's weird. Both of you haven't gone on too long, and it's not common, is it? There's so many boxers, even gone on just a couple fights too long. And neither of you did. Why do you think that is? And was that hard to not do that?
Yeah, I mean, it was a conscious effort, really.
Was it?
I got 4 losses on my record, which I would love to have not had that many. And 3 would have sounded much better than 4.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, because I don't know why.
Try having Elaine Goodman.
Yeah.
7.
But
He's got to learn.
You got 7 losses on your record. Couple shouldn't have been. The last 2 were, you know, at the top level, and the phone will be ringing for you, John. Still, won't it? Yeah. The phone will be ringing for you still, and then but ultimately you get to a point where you're like, it becomes first. But what's the money? You know, what's the money? And that's like what you're never supposed to get into the sport for to start with, and that's what your missus is usually like on your case. Don't be fighting for money, like, you know. Is more to life than money, you know, if you're putting your health in harm's way. So, but it is hard. It's because that's what happens. The opportunities come right at the end of your career, when if you've already got that work banked where you have a value as almost the opponent. And, you know, you'll hear a promoter when they're trying to build a fighter up, and, you know, it's like, but then they say the total opposite when that fighter's at that stage where they can earn good money, but, you know, they're just there as sort of the opponent. You know, they're there to bring someone else's career along. And yeah, I think it's easy to fall into that sort of gatekeeper, you know, world level type opponent, like a Derek Chisora, should we say, you know, who's got plenty of losses on his record now, still doesn't want to stop boxing, but if you put him in with anyone who's actually on it, you wouldn't back him to win, and he might get a pasting, you know, and some fighters go for it, but I think it's better if they don't. Like, I'd much rather if you have said, had the confidence in yourself to call it a time on your career and have, you know, spirit and energy left inside you to pursue another avenue, whether that be coaching or talking or whatever, if it remains in boxing, rather than hanging around and lingering there and getting beat and getting hurt, maybe.
But I can't wait for the backlash of the comments there from Derek.
Derek, yeah.
Derek's coming for
Derek's coming for you.
Well, you know, and Derek each to his own, you know.
I think he would. He wouldn't disagree with that if you put him in with, like, I don't know, like one of the bigger names.
Yeah.
It's going to be he's going to be an underdog in the fight.
Cool.
He's always going to give a good account of himself. So
Yeah.
I think the hard thing though, what I thought, John, is you obviously work your whole career to get to the level where you're getting Canelo fights, you're getting Munguia in America. So then, and same with you, George. And then it's at that point you have to walk away when you're at the top end and you're getting the good money, and then you go, actually, no, that's enough for me. That must be a hard decision.
I think, yeah, it is, but it's then like, what are you going to drop down to domestic level scrap and get pennies for it? And it's not worth the financials of what a camp cost you, having the team that you've got around you. It doesn't make financial sense at all.
And you said that you had a chat with someone on the Benavidez team before the Munguia fight.
Yeah, I spoke to Samson, the promoter, and he was saying about, it'd be great, you beat Munguia, we could get a fight with you and Benavidez next. And it was like, I think Dan Lawrence was like, oh, well, that's good, isn't it? It's positive. Like, another fight after. And I was like, not sure I want to fight after this one. Like, and I suppose it's then you know that it's not that I didn't want to fight, but it's like, we'll see after this one, see if the desire's still there. And quite clearly in the fight, the desire was still there because I kept getting up, obviously. But to fight on after that night I was more worried about getting back on that plane on a Sunday back to my kids. And you got to be fearless in boxing. And I think towards the end, I think the Canelo fight, I was fearless. I went in there and was almost willing to die. Like, win or die was the mindset. And it was, so I think back now and I think it's selfish, because willing to die in there is, you're not going back to your kids. So from that was a mindset switch for me. This fight was like, on Sunday you're getting on that plane with your missus and you're going back to your kids, and that was almost my priority, not winning. So it's like, I think that just proves that the time was right.
He's a dangerous bastard as well, David Benavidez, isn't he? And even like Diego Pacheco is like a dangerous fight, putting yourself in harm's way.
Like 3 Mexicans on the bounce.
Yeah,
what's that?
And if you're not 100% in it, that's not a good spot to be in.
Nah,
halfway in, halfway out against someone like that who's like ferocious at the moment.
Let's be fair as well, he's not really a super middleweight, is he?
He's a big boy.
He is the Mexican monster, and it's like nothing but respect. He's been a former world champion, but it's just that it was, the desire wasn't there to win that fight and then go on to fight another one.
Being away from home as well, like being abroad, is tough when you start thinking about your family. Like, you just feel so far away from home. I had that in Saudi, where I'd packed there was like one flight out at like 5 a.m, or maybe even earlier. So I packed all my suitcases before the fight, which I just knew was a bad sign. It's like, I'm so desperate to leave. I've packed my suitcase before I've even had the fight. But I thought,
had you ever done that before?
No, never. We never had to fly home so soon.
Yeah, they're the weird like early morning ones, aren't they?
But like I like dislocated my shoulder in the fight before, so I was thinking, I don't think that's going to happen again, but if it does, packing's going to be really hard. And I'll just get it done now.
Do it while I'm healthy.
So like, and it was just, yeah, you just want to get home. You just sort of know, like, you just know.
Let's have a little look at highs and lows. What were the highs? High point of that 2-decade span. 74 fights it was in total.
74
fights.
Not a lot compared to some people, is it?
How many
amateur fights do you have?
75 amateur fights.
75 amateur fights.
Yeah.
You had 35, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then 39 is probably 74.
Yeah.
And that's your life's work.
Yeah.
74 tear-ups, as you put it the other day.
74 scraps.
74 scraps. Yeah, what were the highlights?
Some people have that in a year in outside the pubs, don't they?
Outside Revolution.
On Mare Street on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, plenty of highs and lows. Winning my first national novice title was like, thought I'd made it. Like, you thought you was like an absolute star. Obviously, the dreams of being multi-titles, ran your waist and stuff is like, it's always there. The desire burns for the world titles, and then somewhere along the way you get had over and don't get it. And that kind of just fades just to the biggest and best fights, and that's where I was at with it. And to think back to the Canelo fight, and at the time I wasn't in it mentally, like to take it all in and welcome it, but having watched it back since, I'm like, wow, I was actually the man in the arena against Canelo that night. All that showbiz, all the fireworks, all the fanfare, the police escorts to and from. Like, it was a massive event for me. It's probably similar to Wembley. You just don't realise that you're so in it at the moment. You don't realise the magnitude of it.
Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah.
With the work you did with Greg, where you just said, I can't be overwhelmed by this, so I need to just make sure that I'm just focused on having a fight with this man.
Yeah, definitely, because I mean, he is a superstar of the sport, one of the generational greats of our era, and I think you just couldn't be overawed by him. You had to almost give him the respect, but not too much respect.
And then the Callum Smith fight, that was in many people's eyes, you won the world title that night.
Yeah.
Obviously didn't get the decision. And then how low was that? Was that a low point, or was that actually positive because of the sort of reception you got and all the backlash that Smith got for getting the decision that night?
It was a low and a high. It was like, right, I should have won there. I didn't get the decision, but it was like 2020 is going to be a fantastic year. Like,
yeah, because
it's going to be big. Yeah, the end of 2019. 2020 is going to be a massive year. Go and get a shot at the vacant regular title, which I was promised. And then COVID hit and just messed it up good and proper.
COVID stitched you right up.
But probably prolonged my career in it to an extent. So you've got to take the rough with the smooth, ain't you?
What were the lowest points?
Losing to Nick Blackwell was low. Just because I knew I made mistakes. I mean, I got back from the US 3 weeks before the fight and just wasn't professional enough with myself. Suffered terribly with a jet lag and was missing runs, and obviously I was struggling at middleweight anyway, so missing the runs wasn't helping with the weight making. And yeah, just paid the price ultimately for not being professional enough. And then obviously put it down to the weight as well. Didn't move up instantly. Had another fight against Jack Arnfield and just suffered again with the weight massively. And then the best thing I did was move up to 168.
Was there any fights that you thought were going to happen for you throughout your career that didn't? That was frustrating. I
did sign to fight Eubank Jr. once, and that never materialised.
That would have been at middleweight.
That would have been... No, I think it would have been super middleweight. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been good.
Was that when he was doing his own thing on ITV?
Yeah, I think before, on the ITV thing before the Super Series. I can't remember who he ended up boxing.
Maybe
he boxed Abraham, didn't he?
Yeah, and the Aussie guy. What was his name?
No, it was after Reynolds Quinlan, because I boxed Etches on the undercard of that.
Oh yeah.
And I think it was after that.
Etches, he lost to Kamitsky, didn't he?
Yeah, he lost to him. Yeah.
So it was after that one. That would have been good. What happened there? It just didn't happen. The Eubank fight, I mean. Yeah,
I don't know. Just didn't materialise. I think I can't remember what fight he had after that, but then I think I ended up fighting Fielding.
Oh yeah.
Which was another good fight, which I thought I was harshly judged on, but keep it moving.
So the Arnfield fight, you mentioned after that you nearly quit boxing.
Yeah, I think it was one of those. Like, I was sat there with Kevin Mitchell. Kevin Mitchell strikes again, and he was like, "Why don't you just retire? I would go and work in the city, do PTs." I think Darren Barker just opened the gym.
Yeah, 12x3.
12x3, yeah, and we'll go and rake it in doing personal training. I was like, nah. Sat there with my missus as well, and she was like, I need to move up, Kev. He was like, well, we'll do it then. Do it. Move up or shut up. You know what I mean? So I sat down with Tony, had the move up, and felt fantastic.
So if you walked away from the sport at that time,
2016,
there would have been no Canelo, there would have been no Callum Smith, none of that.
No,
none of the financial gain, but also the glory and the moments.
None of this podcast.
Nah, I mean, you wouldn't be here. But it's mad to think, isn't it? And that's a lesson for a lot of people, not just boxers.
Yeah,
you could have walked away at that point.
Yeah,
and done PT.
Not happily walked away, but I could have walked away and always had the what ifs. But yeah, I think the best thing I did was move up to 168. Obviously, Tony backed it, and he wasn't keen on it at the start. But then in the end, he was like, "Yeah, you got to move up now." And it was good to have his back in to do it. And just never look back.
Was it around that time you were doing doorman as well? You were doing security on the weekends?
No, that was 2018. I started doing that. Yeah.
So that was like well after that.
A bit after that, yeah.
Yeah. So what was that? So what was your weeks looking like then? So you trained in the week.
2018. You was working on the door.
Yeah, 2018. Yeah,
that's fucking
I think I started December 2017, finished December 2018. Yeah.
So what were those weeks like? Full time training in the week.
Full time training Monday to Friday, and doing whatever on the weekend.
Yeah.
And then I'd work Friday nights on the door, which were good. Obviously, I'd stop like 4 or 5 weeks before a fight. But yeah, I loved it. Like,
in the city, was that?
Yeah, in the city, yeah. Enjoyed the social side. I wasn't one to go out drinking, but I'd go out with the lads before work and we'd go 12-3s and have a little body spa or whatever, then go and get some dinner and then go to work for the night.
Any rows?
It's like playing five-a-side with your mates.
Yeah. Any rows?
No, very, very few.
Perfect.
Yeah. Professionalism.
In 2018?
Yeah.
You wouldn't row with John Ryder,
no.
Would you?
You'd be like, he's a southpaw for a start. Fuck that. So anyway, we give it the big build-up, George. You two have boxed already. You two have gone head-to-head. Right, let's have a break because it's the rematch.
Right.
No, you ain't got to put the glove on. Don't worry about that.
Blow for blow, one glove.
Yeah, it's like slap league. But I've got a feature that's going to pit you two against each other.
Yep.
You ready?
Ready.
Are you ready?
I suppose so.
Well, we'll have a break first and then we'll come back and then we'll see if you can get one all level pegging.
Did you say breakfast or break first?
Break.
Oh.
Break. Let's have a break.
I'm George Groves. He's Dec. And if you haven't heard, the George Groves Boxing Club is going live and tickets are on sale right now.
Nice. Our first ever live event, George. Are we going to start off in a nice low-key venue?
Absolutely not. No. We are taking on the world famous Shepherd's Bush Empire and it is Froch Groves 3. It is 10 years, Dec, since mine and Froch's fight at Wembley Stadium. So I've gone and got Mr. Froch to come down all the way down to the Shepherd's Bush Empire and we're going to tussle it out again in podcast form.
Nice. You could get the bus there again. Should we brainstorm a few other ideas?
There's going to be the feature and it will be the best feature we've ever done.
Maybe you and Carl could have a duel.
We'll be crowdsourcing.
For the most
Mike
part.
Skinner's coming. He's crowd surfing. 50 Cent's going to buy the first 3 rows anyway.
I don't think we could promise this.
Froch Groves 3, a decade in the making. Tickets are on sale now. Listen to the George Groves Boxing Club podcast for all the details.
Right, it's feature time.
Are you going to put some music over this? Like,
yeah, double, like, dum.
Cue the feature, yeah.
We used to do the jingle.
Cue the jingle.
Not that anymore. No, but John, I just remembered, this is the third feature you've done.
Yep.
The first one, famous Knight Rider that you wrote.
Very good.
You cheated.
Yep.
Because it was, the tiebreaker was an anagram.
Yep.
And it was Lamborghini or Maserati or something on it. And you looked down and it was on George's paper.
George had the paper up and it was on the back of it, which I could see you couldn't.
And you got it really quick. I was like, fair play to him. Yeah. That's how you cheated. Anyway, so we can't have
honesty is the best policy.
He's a whiz
on countdown.
On anagrams, yeah.
We can't have it this time. So it's you against George.
Yep.
Now, there were plenty of names, as always, with John Ryder. It's a very punnable name.
Yep.
But because you've just retired and you retired, it's called Ride Off Into the Sunset.
Nice.
Like it.
There's 10 questions, okay? It's not really questions. I'm going to tell you the name of an opponent, the arena, the result, and the date. And you've got to tell me whose last fight that was.
Right, okay.
So the example, if I say George Groves, Wembley Stadium, May 2014, the answer is...
Carl Froch.
Very good. Remember that one?
Yeah. Thanks for that.
Yeah. It's just the example, you know. So you're the guest, John.
Yeah.
It's your hat-trick appearance. Do you want to go first or second?
Yeah, I'll go first. Need all the help I can get.
Vyacheslav Senchenko, Manchester Arena.
Ricky Hatton.
Ooh, 1-0, November 2012.
Yeah.
I like it.
1-0
to John Ryder. Yeah, do you like it?
Yeah.
Let's see how we get on with this. Manuel Calvo, London Arena, 1 UD12, May 2002. It's a bit of a curveball, this one.
Throw it over, please.
Do you know what it is?
Throw it over.
London Arena 2002.
Not even there anymore, London Arena.
Millwall.
Millwall.
I'm going to say Frank Bruno.
Oh, Prince Nazim Hamid.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Did he fight at London Arena?
Yeah, so the curveball was obviously the fight before. Everyone thinks that was his last fight.
No, I knew he had one after, but I had no idea.
Everyone thought Barrera was like the last. Yeah, he had that one, and he wasn't at it. He won on points,
Yeah.
but it wasn't
I
there.
know
retire
that
at
because
27?
Colin Dunn beat Wayne Rigby on undercard.
That's the sort of knowledge you're up against.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
got
two,
in abundance.
yeah, that's 2-0 Ryder. Okay, well, you'll piss
He
this
fought
one
on
then.
the undercard. He was only 11.
Box Sergei Kavitsky. Right, number 3, you'll piss this one. Vitaly Klitschko, Staples Center, June 2003.
Lennox Lewis.
Yes,
I knew that
3-0. Okay, easy one to get back on the board. Sergei Kovalev, Mandalay Bay, June 2017. He
Wasn't
won.
Ward's last fight, was it? Is it Andre Ward?
Yes, Andre
Was that his
Ward.
last fight, yeah?
Yeah, his last 2 fights were Kovalev points,
Yeah, that's right.
and then TKO 8. Okay, so you're 3-1 up. You should get this. Steve Collins, 9X Arena, Manchester, November 1996. Lost, retired 6.
Nigel Benn.
Very good. Speaking of lost, retired 6, George, Kevin McBride, MCI Centre, June 2005.
Kevin McBride. 2005.
Yep. Retired in the 6th.
Ah, it's Tyson, yeah?
Very nice.
Sorry, yeah, Tyson. Mike Tyson.
On the
Iron Mike.
Iron Mike, yeah. On the subject of Tyson, kinda. Trevor Berbick, Queen Elizabeth Sports Centre in Nassau, December 1981. Any ideas?
I think I know.
You got it?
Yeah.
You could be back on the board.
I feel like George Foreman.
Incorrect.
It's Larry Holmes, isn't it?
Incorrect.
Wait, 91, yeah?
81.
81, bollocks. No, fuck, yeah. 81. Oh, yeah, no idea who's that.
Muhammad Ali.
Is that Ali,
Oh.
yeah?
Yeah.
81.
Yeah.
Who did he lose to?
Trevor Berbick.
Brutal.
Brutal. This is you, Georgia.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Joe Smith Jr., Forum Inglewood, December 2016.
Inglewood.
South Inglewood, lost KO 8.
That's Hopkins, yeah?
Very nice.
Oh,
Good.
yeah, Hopkins.
Remember that stoppage? He fell through the ropes
Yeah.
into the abyss. Yeah, you sort of see him fall out onto the floor. Bad one, actually. Chris Eubank Jr., O2 Arena, February 2019. Lost UD12.
Oh, I know this one.
Oh, the girl.
I was going to say, I thought you might. Okay, well, you've won, but for a bit of a
Yeah.
thingy, a bit of pride. Jamel Herring, Caesars Palace, Dubai,
Oh, I got this.
April 2021. Lost TKO 6.
That's Carl Frampton, yeah?
Very nice.
Yeah.
I think you've won, but let's do the tiebreaker anyway. So, the tiebreaker is
Lamborghini.
you. You two were both you had 20 years of pro.
I
You
thought it
had-
meant U2 the band.
No, it's not a you two.
I thought it was like
These
And
Sunday.
I still haven't found. No, what I want to know is who can get closest to the combined number of rounds that you two box, professional rounds.
Oh, professional rounds.
Yep, not against each other, obviously, but you boxed over 32 fights. You boxed over 39 fights.
Yeah.
How many rounds in total?
254.
254.
Oh, for mine.
No, but both of you.
Both of us.
So you know yours.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. It's 254 rounds, yeah?
Yeah.
I'll go 400 rounds.
439.
Oh, it's 459.
Yeah.
So Ryder even takes the tiebreaker as well.
Does, yeah.
So how many rounds can you remember? How many you did?
I'm just on 205.
Yes, very good. And yours
That's
was
just a quick bit of maths.
254, wasn't it?
254.
205.
Yeah,
Quick math.
quick
254.
math. So
New
Ryder
management company.
he wins again. Can't stop winning.
Rides again.
That's
Mate,
one
and
all.
riding off.
Mate, what a hell of a ride.
Maybe you shouldn't retire. Maybe you still got one in you.
And I didn't cheat.
And you didn't cheat. So anyway, what's next for you, John? We know already that you're thinking trainer.
Yep.
Have you done your forms yet?
I haven't. I need to
You
do the
still
form.
haven't done it?
I need to do the form and the pictures.
Because you said you were going to go home and do it when we spoke
Yep.
nearly a week ago.
Well, I need, the pictures are the main thing. The forms I filled out. Just
So
need
we've
to
got to get your hair done.
pictures
And that.
Yeah. That I need to make sure the face is trim. Otherwise,
So to become a trainer, a professional trainer, what are the practical steps? What do you have to do? Obviously, you fill in a form,
fill in the form,
get your pictures done,
send it off. I think you have to go
send it to the board.
Send it to the board.
Yeah.
You get called in for a meeting, I believe. Go and sit with them. on there once a month.
They'd be asking you about your strengths as a coach, and you're like, well, forget that. What I can tell you is that Joe Smith Jr. knocked out Bernard Hopkins.
Yeah, B-Hop in the forum.
Yeah, I mean, they know you well, don't they? The board, obviously, because you've been working with them for so many years.
Yeah, but obviously I'm not expecting favouritism, and like, don't worry about doing the course. We'll give you a licence. Yeah. About that 10G Joe us. Yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward. Hopefully straightforward, and can get full steam ahead with the coaching.
Sounds good fun, and it's the way to do it. In that, like, you're already part of an established gym as such. Do you start like? Are you like an assistant coach for Tony then? And like you're warming up and cooling down and taking, a bit of responsibility for Tony because he might have 6 fighters in that day? Or do you start, no, I'm going to bring my own fighters in, who they may be. They might come and knock in and here's my CV and I'm John Ryder, come and train with me. And you might sign up a couple of amateurs or a couple of pros who are looking to move around. What would you think your plan would be?
I think early doors just to work alongside Tony or assistant wise, just ease the load for him. But in time, obviously bring through the next crop of fighters. Might be signing some more amateurs up and bringing them through. Yeah.
Did you ever think about that? Because it's always it's like the obvious one, isn't it? It's like, right, I could be a coach. Could keep you in the gym.
It keeps you in the gym. Sport. Yeah. Problem I had straight away was like I just wanted to rest from boxing. Like I felt tired.
Yeah.
So and then like trainers are in the gym longer than the fighters, and you can't miss. And you had to be in there. So it's different. Like if you can go and talk about boxing because you just show up for the fights, it's kind of easy. But if you're going to train someone, you got there's a lot of responsibility with that. So, but I thought if you're going to do it though, the way to do it is with a gym that's already up and running, because they've already got the good fighters in there. So even if you bring your own new crop in, they're going to be mixing alongside established fighters, so that stuff always rubs off on each other. Plus you got Tony there, and no doubt many others who you can sort of chew the fat with or ask for advice or just compare opinions. And the fun bit will be when like you think Tony's doing something wrong, and you'd be like, I've been coaching for like, a couple of weeks now.
Yeah, the board say I'm great.
I've been coaching for 3 weeks, you're doing that wrong.
So, but do you think that's going to make it easier or harder? Do you know what I mean by that? We asked Pritchard the same question. It's like he couldn't box and then he's back in the gym around everyone. And you're like, I've retired, but I'm still here.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's great for the mind and the camaraderie of the gym. It's like a great place to be, and you're so in tune with each other, and you know what one another's feeling around the times of camp as fight night's approaching. But yeah, I suppose it's going to be hard for me to kind of get my fix from seeing the others do it and not doing it myself.
Have you got any rules like you're not going to spar, would you?
Nah.
You might have a middleweight in the gym and the spar opponent ain't showed up, and you're like, fuck it.
Oh, he's boxing a southpaw.
Yeah.
He needs some southpaw sparring.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. It's like, do I keep my hand in and just do a little bit every now and again? But it's like these young Jimmy Sains and George Liddard, they're big lumps and all. Do you know what I mean? They're on it from the start. From the get-go, they're diet, S&C, like everything. Like they're proper athletes now, whereas like S&C was a later addition for me. So what
do you think about that? Do you think, because obviously like when you're watching a fight, you think you always want to be able to add as the rounds go on, add. So you give them, if you show them everything you got in the first round, you're either going to bash them up that exact way for the whole fight or not. They'll change and adjust. And is it the same with a pro career? Like, do you want to be able to keep adding stuff? So if you get a 20-year-old come in the gym, you're like, right, let's get you on strength conditioning. But is it with a long-term plan? Like, because you hear young fighters talking about starting camps. I'm like, you're 21. What are you in camp for? Like, just be in the gym. Just train. There's no such thing as a camp. Wait till you get to world title level. Then you can talk about, or at least title level, where you can talk about camps where you might have a break after the fight.
Yeah, no, it's a very good point. Yeah, it's hard to know, isn't it? Like, are you giving them too much of a stimulus too soon, or should you add bits like bit by bit, let them do like their pull-ups and their dips when they're starting out, a few press-ups and sit-ups, and then add like the deadlifts and whatnot at a later date. Yeah, calf raise down. Yeah,
calf raise down. You sound like right old moany bastard there. What are you doing a camp for?
Calf raise. Yeah.
Have you had to think about what sort of coach you're going to be?
Well, Mickey loves you.
What?
Yeah. Well, like fag in my mouth, glasses on.
Yeah, Trilby
old
on.
school. Yeah, Trilby.
And are you going to get a shirt? Are you going to get like a shirt with pockets and that?
Yeah, going to get like just wear the ring jacket all the time. Vaseline in one pocket.
Yeah.
Never know, you might need it.
Adrenaline in the other pocket.
Yeah, swabs and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, mate.
You're going to be like a Pep Guardiola, like new forward thinking.
I'd like to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mikel Arteta. Someone that's been there, done it. Not all the I am Jose Mourinho. Yeah, I don't know. I've been lucky enough to work with Tony Sims, Colin Lake, and I like what Tony's done for me and the way he is, the mannerisms of him. I don't want to turn into a clone of Tony, but I want to take everything good he's taught me and implement that. Yeah.
He's a very calm.
Yeah, I like the calm.
Low key. Yeah. That's what you think you'll do.
Works well for me, that calm influence. Yeah.
I suppose that is part of it as well. It's like, it's not just like knowing the boxing; it's managing the fighter,
the human.
Managing the human side of him. Like that would be my. If I was going to coach someone, I think right. I need the bit that I'd need to work on is like my performance in the corner. Like how do I get across clear, concise, simple instructions without trying to reinvent the wheel or fucking stress someone out. Like, and obviously what I was going to wear. So, I mean, so
would you have a shirt
stand out from the crowd? I'd have a big sombrero.
Just to let them know.
Yeah, just to let. But it'd have to be buttoned on, so I wouldn't risk it coming off when I get through the ropes.
Yeah,
how would you do it? Would you go over the top rope or under?
Yeah.
Flip over.
I can't do it now because then they're going to say I copied what John said.
Yeah, you have to think something else. Roll under the bottom.
Yeah, it could work.
Have you? So in the initial stages, then you'll be assistant.
Yeah, I imagine so. Yeah.
Will that just be assisting Tony with everyone, or do you think you might be basically working completely with some of the younger boxers in there, and it's like they're your boxers?
Just be like empty the bins.
Yeah,
sweep it up. Yeah, try to clean the mirrors.
Make the protein shakes.
Yeah, go and do one. You go and clean my car. No, I think it'll be like assisting with the youngers. The younger fighters.
You expect any shit from the other fighters in the gym just giving you grief now that you're like...
I hope
you
so.
used to be their mate.
Spit buckets and that.
No, I hope so, yeah. Like bucket boy.
Yeah, putting the cones out.
I hope that nothing changes and they still give me shit and whatnot. Don't want them to take pity on me. Yeah, just give it to me both barrels.
Have you done any of it? Have you padded anyone yet? Or you did Joe Cordina's corner, didn't you, in Monte?
Yeah, done Joe Cordina's corner in Monte Carlo. That was a good experience. First corner world title fight, not bad, is it?
Yeah.
And he won. That's bonus.
Yeah.
I mean, when Tony's been away before, I've done pads with people. I've took care of the gym and whatnot. Yeah, so
you do it in a southpaw stance.
I don't know what I can't do pads in like an orthodox stance. Oddly.
Yeah.
You do.
No, I tend to stand orthodox when I do pads, which is strange.
Nice.
I think I can do both, so it might be good.
Hopefully make sure the board hear that.
Yeah.
That'll help. If you're like, I can't do orthodox pads, they'll be like, send him home. But yeah, that must be a strange transition because you're used to being mates with these people.
Yeah.
Like Cordina, you lived with him in camp, like in the...
For 3 weeks.
In the fun house.
Yeah. Fun house.
And now you're going to be his boss.
Listen, I think Cordina don't dance to anyone's tune.
Not even Tony.
Yeah. And I think, listen, Tony's got a perfect balance of still being your mate, but there's that level of respect where when he talks, you listen. And I hope that in time I can, I am their mates, but I want the best for them, but I've got a bit of knowledge there. Listen to it and it could help you.
Now, we're obviously the dream factory here, John, as you know, because you spoke the Canelo fight into existence on this very pod.
Yep.
So I want to know what your goals are as a coach. What's the big goal? What's the achievement? Because obviously what you say now is going to happen.
Well, British titles, world titles.
Yep, tick.
All the titles in between.
We got that, no problem.
even down to the southern areas, English, all the titles I didn't get to pick up that I want the fighters to pick up. Yeah.
You want to sort of complete the set.
Yes.
It's kind of like a little scratch, the itch that needs scratching. You can do it as a coach now.
I don't want to live out my dreams through the fighters. I want them to pursue their own dreams. But I want to be the best I can be for them. Yeah.
I mean, the pod usually delivers, doesn't it? So.
Yeah, that sounds awesome, John.
Yeah.
You won't. We wholeheartedly support you, mate.
I can't
wait for it.
Yeah, I can't wait when you get that world title, having done all the rest of them.
What do I have to do to get a fourth appearance in there?
Good question.
Yeah, is it done now?
You have to turn someone over.
I think we're basically
and unify.
If you fight Jake Paul,
yeah,
we can do that, no problem.
Yeah, okay.
But for the most part, yeah, you're gonna have to do something special, mate.
Yep.
To get the fourth one. And if you get the fourth one, you get to take the Kano rum home.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
It might have evaporated by then, though.
Yeah,
I mean.
Yeah, you could be the first fourth appearance.
Send us a picture if you get that coaching badge as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'll be big news.
Yeah, we'll frame it and put it on the backdrop. I think as it's the hat trick appearance, it's only right you get a hat trick song.
Go on then, yeah.
I can't remember what I picked for the second one though.
Did we even ask you? The first one was the 21 Savage tune. Remember the Daft Punk sample?
No,
we had a Spanish one, didn't we?
Circo Loco, yeah, with the Daft Punk. That's Drake and 21 Savage, wasn't it?
21 Savage?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And then I don't know if you did a second one.
And
what did you walk out to in Guadalajara?
In Guadalajara?
Yeah.
Chasing Status.
Maybe we put that on.
Maybe.
Can't remember. Anyway, you got and now this one is your hat trick appearance.
This for my hat trick appearance.
This is like the legacy tune.
I really thought about this. Yeah. And giving back to my partner and my kids. I want it to be. This song was big for me in Mexico after the Canelo fight. I listened to it throughout camp, and it was DJ Khaled, Just Us.
Oh, it's not on there. That's a great one.
Yeah.
On the list, John Ryder, definitely 2 songs. I think 3.
Yep.
We'll have a little listen back and see what you said for the second.
Lovely.
DJ Khaled's on there.
DJ
Khaled. Sorry. So John Ryder's the official hat trick man.
Juan.
The first ever Juan Ryder. And yeah, mate, thanks for the memories. The Guadalajara trip, best trip I've ever done.
Thank you.
Best fight I've ever covered.
Yeah?
What? Yeah, oh, mate, it was so good. I mean, the holiday afterwards in Mexico helped, but as a trip, that was wonderful. It was all down to you, mate. It was all down to you asking for it on the pod.
No, thank you. Thank you for asking me on to ask for it on the pod.
Yeah, that was half the point. And who knows, maybe you'll coach out in Mexico. Maybe you'll be in the corner one day.
Yeah, hopefully.
In the Azteca or something.
Yeah.
With Jimmy Sains.
Oh yeah, imagine that. Yeah.
See John Ryder with a crop of young Mexican fighters under his stable.
I mean, they all love you.
I thought he was talking about an haircut.
They all love you though, don't they, in Mexico?
Mexico's an unbelievable country. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think champions over the years. I mean, walking into Munguia's dressing room after and seeing Eric Morales just stood there, it's like, all right, mate. It's just boxing. It's been good to me. It's given me the life I've got, and nothing but good memories. The people I've got to meet, the place I've got to go. A lot of love for boxing. And in the end, I felt like boxing loved me back, so I'm happy.
It definitely did, John.
What way to leave it?
Well done, mate. The man in the arena.
It's John Ryder.
John Ryder, who might end up with your job one day as well.
Cut.
How about that then, Dec?
How about that, George? John, or should I say Juan Ryder?
Well, he's not Juan, is he? He's Fran.
Can we restart that?
Toi.
No, I'm joking. Toi Ryder.
Yeah,
he's the first.
Spanish? I know Spanish free. Bollocks.
Uno, dos, tres.
Tres
Ryder.
Tres Ryder.
He is the first. He's the first hat trick man.
Yes.
Or woman.
Well, he's definitely a man.
It couldn't have happened.
He's main
gorilla.
Gorilla, yeah.
It could have
Or
happened
is
to a
he?
nicer bloke. No, he's not a gorilla
he's
anymore.
not a gorilla anymore.
Gorilla
I
no
think
more.
he's still a gorilla.
Yeah. Don't say that to his face. But that was it couldn't have been anyone better really to come in and be the three man, really an established member and a key part of the history of this club.
Absolutely, couldn't have been anyone better for someone to come in and talk about John Ryder retiring than John Ryder himself come in.
Yeah, it would have been a shame to get anyone else. But yeah, the John Ryder story in the ring is over, but a new one begins. So he's going home now to study his textbook because he's got to apply for his coaching license. I think he'll get it. Let's hope so.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah, let's back him. So that was his third appearance, George. That was a three-peat.
Yeah.
So what else is a three-peat?
What else is a three-peat, Dec?
Well, May the 22nd at the Shepherd's Bush Empire is a three-peat.
Yes.
You against Carl Froch. Now, I saw your wife put on Instagram.
What did she put?
She put a picture of the picture that we've done of you and Carl and Froch v Groves. She went, there won't be any fighting happening here, just so you know.
Is that what she said?
Yeah. And I was like, well, let's not rule anything out.
Well, let's sell the tickets first,
Yeah,
at least.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
So there might be, who knows? Look, anything can happen. All we know is that we don't know, as Noel Gallagher would say.
Right, okay. What I can say is that this first live show, we're going big. Obviously, we're going to the Empire, Shepherd's Bush.
Ryder will be there.
Ryder's coming.
Yeah.
He's buzzing for it. Froch knows that this is it's 1-1 and it's all at stake, right?
Does he?
And he thinks he's coming to my backyard. He thinks I'm Shepherd's Bush, which I'm going to let him go with. Without a shadow of a doubt, there's going to be physical challenges on the evening. So you better get in camp as well, Dec, because you're not no exception for you.
I don't know about this.
I've got my little brain's going. You know how I get. So I've got some ideas.
I do know
for this
how
live
you
show.
get.
It's going to be epic. It's going to be a lot of audience interaction.
Oh.
So if you want to be part of this,
Yeah.
then buy your tickets.
What I can tell you, George, is the tickets are on sale. So if you want to be part of that audience, if you want to witness this historic moment in this club,
Yeah,
tickets are on sale already.
tickets are on sale. There's only a couple left.
Yeah. Shit.
So be quick.
Yeah.
Get there, get your tickets, and see us in action.
Spoken to Adam Azim yet? About
Adam
the goat?
Azim. Yep, the goat is coming.
Yeah. Can't just say that when we don't know.
Oh,
Or maybe he is coming.
Yeah, the goat.
Let's not
You
rule
mean
anything out.
Tootsie?
I want to
Tootsie
see.
might be coming. I thought you were talking about me.
No, I want to see Tootsie.
Tootsie, yeah.
That's TBC. Tootsie's attendance at TBC, but we'll be there, and so will Carl Froch.
Froch is there. Yeah, people are very excited for this.
Yeah, rightly so.
There's going to be more to it. We're gonna drip feed. We're gonna just like how you should do in a professional bout. You want to add as you go along. Every round, add a bit more. So we're going to be adding more and more information as we go along. But so far, you don't need anything else because me and you are there, Dec.
Yeah,
and the frog.
Yeah. The information we can give you at this point is the information is in the episode description. The link to buy the tickets.
Yep.
Episode description. You can't go wrong. Go on there. Click on it, and you've got a range of prices and happy days. VIP options.
There's VIP options.
If you're feeling a bit flash.
You meet us, yeah.
Yeah.
Have a little picture with us. You might get a little bit of memorabilia.
Ooh. What, like one of those special gloves? In fact, why don't we'll work on this, but why don't we do a giveaway? We'll do a giveaway for one of those gloves that John Ryder got. What do you reckon?
Yeah, and you
Fancy
haven't got to come on the show 3 times to get it.
No.
You just get it for, buying a ticket.
All right, we'll work on that. Keep your ears open and your eyes peeled for opportunity for that.
And your hands wrapped.
Definitely. Socials, George, I always forget.
Socials, they're always the same. Right, it's GG Boxing Club on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We're going viral with all of them. So get on them, check us out. No, we are. We're flying. Tickets are flying out. And if you're wondering how can I get them tickets, then you get them in the bio of this episode, or you can get them on the link tree on the socials, as well as a plethora of other stuff. You want to come kitted out with a water bottle.
I tell you what, we should put the link to the tickets on the link tree as well. Stick another branch on there.
Yeah.
Surely we can arrange that.
Surely they're already on there.
I hope so. And of course on the link tree, George, Spotify playlist, The Ring Walk, which is now buzzing with John Ryder Options, his third one, or maybe second, we can't remember.
Yeah, it's getting a bit John Ryder heavy, but I'm happy with that.
Yeah. DJ Khaled.
It's on there, so yeah, listen to that because you're gonna love that. You might be listening to that on your way to the Shepherd's Bush Empire on May 22nd, trying to get his head in the zone.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I'll tell you what, it's anyone who tweets us in that as they're on their way there, we'll do it now. Show us you bought your tickets, and on the way there, we will present you with your own ring walk. We'll part the crowd
like Moses
at Talma, yeah, and you can power march.
What was the name of the George Groves street again?
It's called George Groves Road.
I want to see someone with a pair of tickets in front of George Groves Road. I want to see someone that is the ultimate elite club member trickery.
Might be my wife Sophie.
Might be fine.
Yeah, but she probably won't pay for them.
No.
She'll go after a freebie.
So I'll see you Monday, George, for a bit of how about that?
How about that then, Dec? Yeah, see you Monday.